U.S. President Barack Obama announces the historic step of re-establishing diplomatic relations with Cuba in an address at the White House. Meanwhile, people in the Greek capital Athens say they are still anxious about the future despite a televised address by Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras urging people to reject an international bailout deal after the country defaulted on its debt. Christine Domingo will tell us why.
In America, President Barack Obama said on Wednesday the United States had agreed to the historic step of re-establishing diplomatic relations with Cuba and will raise its flag over a U.S. embassy in Havana later this summer. Obama said the move would allow the United States to have more influence over its former enemy, and he urged Congress to go a step further by lifting the U.S. embargo on the island. Obama made a point of saying Washington would not shy away from highlighting continuing disagreements over human rights and other issues. The move is a victory for the president, who campaigned for the White House in 2008 on a foreign policy platform of reaching out to U.S. foes.
Secretary Kerry will travel to Havana formally to proudly raise the American flag over our embassy once more. This is not merely symbolic. With this change, we will be able to substantially increase our contacts with the Cuban people. We'll have more personnel at our embassy, and our diplomats will have the ability to engage more broadly across the island.
The Cuban government issued a statement on Wednesday asking the United States to stop its radio and TV broadcasts into the country and subversive programs there and return the U.S. military base in Guantanamo to Cuba. Obama, who is focused increasingly on his legacy as his term in office winds down, noted the popularity of the change among Americans eager to travel to the island and among Cubans eager to have closer ties. He urged Congress to heed those feelings when considering the embargo lift. In Greece, less than 24 hours after writing to creditors to accept their bailout offer, with some conditions, Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras told the nation on Wednesday Greece was being blackmailed by the creditors, quashing rumors he might delay or call off a planned referendum. The televised address added to the frantic and at times surreal atmosphere of recent days in which acrimonious messages from the leftist government have alternated with late-night offers of concessions to restart negotiations. Earlier, Greece defaulted on its debt after failing to repay a 1.6 billion euro loan to the International Monetary Fund. Speaking shortly after the address, the head of Greece's main opposition party, Antonis Samaras, called on the country to stick together to get through the crisis. The fast-changing situation has left many Greeks anxious about their future, and the Prime Minister's latest address didn't seem to ease the uncertainty on the streets of Athens. Banks have been closed for 3 days now, and capital controls are beginning to bite individuals and businesses. There have been long lines outside cash machines with signs of banknote shortages already as ATMs start running out of 50 euro and 20 euro notes. Crowds of pensioners struggled on Wednesday to collect their allocated 120 euros a week, and businesses are unable to pay for some foreign imports. An opinion poll showed opposition to the bailout in the 4 days ahead of the referendum, but the gap had narrowed significantly since Monday. Christine Domingo reporting for Y News.